Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Latrell. I go by iloveyoutrell here on YouTube as well as all of my other social media platforms. And here on my channel, we love to talk about fashion, beauty, lifestyle with a few blogs in between. But today we're going to be getting into this makeup look, and this is going to be a simple, everyday, beginner-friendly makeup look that you can wear on any occasion. And we're going to be trying out the fairly new One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. So if you want to see me use this product and see how this look came together, then please keep watching. The reason for today's makeup look is because my sister called me yesterday and she was getting ready to go out and she was like, I want to look like something, but I really don't want to do anything. So I was like, oh girl, do some contour, do a little bit of face powder. You know, if you want to, you could go ahead and add some blush and do some concealer, but at the end of the day, just throw on a lash and go. And when I said that, she was like, just the dark part? And I was confused at why she was confused, but I understand it and I get it. So I'm making this video for those of you who want to look like a little bit of something, but not really doing much of anything. So first we're going to start off by adding our primer. So I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip because this is my favorite. Now, you actually don't need to do this step, but I do think it would be very helpful as far as like, you know, allowing your makeup to stay on longer. If you are like my sister in like triple digit weather or, you know, just somewhere where you feel like you're going to be dancing, sweating and all that good stuff, we do want to make sure whatever we do have stays on our face. A lot of people who don't really like to wear makeup typically are those people that get their eyebrows done faithfully. Like that's your like routine, that's your makeup look, right? I am not one of those people. I just do my brows when I feel like them or, you know, just fill them in. So if this step applies, go ahead and fill in your brows. You really don't want to look like you did much of anything. And I would say my brows aren't like too crazy right now. Like I did try to clean them up and match them to one another and definitely went way thinner than I typically would. And I'm just going into those sparse areas and just connecting our brow to one another and then filling in those gaps. Now, again, my brows look different. They are different. Opt out of the eyebrow pencil and then just go ahead with a tinted brow gel or clear brow gel. Just lighten things in place. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the main step of this look. And this is truly what I feel gives you a very natural, a very easy, but like done up, effortless kind of makeup look. And that is your contour. So you guys know that I love my LYS contour. So I am always raving about how this product is so creamy and so easy that you can apply this on bare skin and it just gives you a really nice coverage, but then also just blends out very easily. Well, now I'm finally going to show you this because again, this is really all you need. Like you could do the other steps that we're going to do, but like quite honestly, when I was telling my sister, I was like, girl, just do this, throw on some powder and go. Like throw on a lash and go. And so I told her to do just this step alone because this is not only going to bring back some life and warmth to your bare face, but it's also going to go ahead and accentuate those features, creating an even more defined yet natural looking face. We did our standard places. So we did our cheekbones, we did our forehead, and then also went around the temple, but we're also going to hit underneath that chin. And the reason I like to do this is because it just helps with the illusion that you don't have a double chin or, you know, creating that shadow underneath so it looks a little bit more snatched. But I do highly recommend it, especially if you're not wearing any other makeup. And again, one, make sure it's blended. Like you definitely need to make sure it's blended, but I do feel like this just gives you a more natural kind of snatch. And we're going to take this all the way to the back here, pretty much behind our ear, and then just going down because this is all a part of that shadow that hits your lower face. If you want to, you can definitely go ahead and contour the nose. I think I will go ahead and like address that with powder contour more than a liquid because it'll get covered anyway. And also for me specifically, I have freckles. So if I put too many products, my freckles will start to disappear. And that obviously goes against what my natural no makeup looks like. We are gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a little bit of liquid blush. Now this is absolutely optional. I told my sister that she didn't need to do this and she could just go ahead and hit her face with a little powder blush. She said she didn't even have any. So I said, all right, girl, forget it. But if you do have it, I definitely would recommend adding in just a little bit of color to your cheeks, just simply because it gives you a nice, warm, vibrant look. You will blend this out. So of course it will diffuse itself down. And then we'll just go over the nose with this a little bit. You can just go ahead and skip straight to the actual powder blush. We're going to do both. We're gonna do both because obviously, duh, to me it's extra, but you can absolutely stop here and then just go ahead and go straight in with your regular powders. Now, I told my sister that she didn't need to do concealer. Granted, if you want to do concealer and if you feel like, you know, that is going to help you look just that much more alive, go for it. Maybe for today, we'll do a color corrector. Hold on, let me go get the color corrector, girl. Hold on. A color corrector before you do any kind of concealer is going to save you not only a ton of concealer, but it's going to make your canvas even that much more even, and it's going to allow you to truly get the effect of concealer for its highlighting aspect. This color is a little bit dark for me. Like, I thought I had something that was a little bit more peachy, because I would love to mix the two of those together. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make it work. And that's just a little bit of orange color corrector. And then I'm gonna take this Pure Beige LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of this to that. Now, if your skin is a little bit more darker, then you can definitely go ahead and just use the orange by itself. But I am going to need to lighten this up just a little bit underneath my eyes, add in a little bit of this color corrector. So like I said, this color corrector is going to help cancel out any darkness underneath your eyes, any hyperpigmentation that you have in your skin, and just leave you with a more even canvas. So you don't need a lot. The more you blend this out, the more it neutralizes the darkness underneath your eyes or wherever you're placing it. I'm going to switch into something a little bit more fluffy and blend out those edges. So now we're gonna take our Laura Mercier setting powder, and we're going to set before we go ahead and actually apply our concealer, because we don't want any of our concealer to transfer and mix into this concealer. We want it to be a nice lay. I'm gonna go ahead and dab some off on the back of my hand here, and I'm just going to set that color corrector. Now, once you set the color corrector, look at that. You almost can't tell that I had any on. But again, we are gonna go in with some concealer because we're going to go ahead and brighten. That is what we want to do, masking that shadow, and then we're gonna go ahead and brighten. Kosas is one of my favorite concealers. Again, one of the products that I rave about you being able to wear on its own. But I really love this product because it is very easy and lightweight. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of our Kosas right on top of what we just set with our color corrector. And if you want to do any other areas, definitely feel free to do so. A little dab here on my chin, and then we'll just do a little bit here on the forehead. So before we go ahead and blend out this concealer, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit it with some of our Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Setting Spray, because we do wanna go ahead and lock this stuff into place before we even get to the end of this makeup look. We're gonna go ahead and blend out our chin first. So with the forehead, as we're blending this out, we wanna go over the brows, but we also want to go ahead and meet where we put that contour. So I'm gonna go ahead with that contour brush, and I'm just going to blend the edges. You just tap all of our concealer into place, and just work this out as you regularly would. Now, as I mentioned, I have freckles, so my natural face has freckles. So my intended goal here is to, allow my freckles to continue to shine through, but again, also adding that highlighting effect underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna just try my hardest not to go too far down. But if you don't have freckles, you can definitely go ahead and bring your concealer down a bit further, because we just put powders and concealers and other products underneath our eyes. You definitely wanna lock it into place. And we're gonna set all those other areas that we put some concealer. But I also got the One Size Powder Melt, which helps with getting rid of all of that powdery and, makeup-y type of look. It gives your skin a natural skin look. So we're actually gonna go ahead and use that today as well. If you're doing a no makeup look and then you use that product on top of the powders that you do actually use, I feel like we should be looking completely natural. Like, we should be looking like skin, right? If that's what the product says it does. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lock everything into place with our first set of powder, which is going to be our Cloud Set Powder by Kosas. You guys, I made a dent in here because I thought for a moment that when I was using this after using my foundation products, I felt like I wasn't getting this deposit here. Now I feel like this product actually works the way it should. But if you know, when you wear makeup and you're setting, and so you set your face and then you go back in, sometimes the product can create pretty much this, a kind of different type of texture on top of your powder. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add a blush on top of ours. So I am using Burnt Pepper by MAC. And this is just a pretty natural tone, I would say, for darker skin. It can definitely, of course, be built up to be a little bit brighter, but if you go in with a light hand, this is something that, will just give you a nice brush of color. I'm just going to apply some mascara, nothing too crazy. This is the Amicole mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras, and I recently found out that Amicole is closing their business, which is so devastating because this is a Black-owned brand, and I feel like they were starting to gain traction, but obviously maybe a little bit too late. and maybe it wasn't enough traction. I don't know, but I'm very, very sad because this is one of my favorite mascaras. You guys have seen me talk about this a few times on my channel. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th bottle of this. So if it's still possible, I'm definitely gonna go to their site and buy as many as I can. But yeah, so if you haven't tried this, try to get your hands on it before it goes away. But I mean, I guess we're back on the mascara hunt, which seems to never freaking end over here. Okay, so when you look at this makeup look, this looks like I really didn't do anything, but I look a little bit put together. So this is where I recommended my sister stop. That is for her. But for me, if I was doing this look and I'm still going for a no makeup look, there's a few things that I would also add just to make it a little bit more oomph, but not too much, is to add in my bronzer. So the powder bronzer. So this one is the NARS Laguna in number 8. This one is so nice. I feel like this gives you a very good warm summertime kind of look without being too, I mean, it can be red. It can definitely be red. And I feel like, you know, if you go too heavy handed with it, because it is very pigmented, you can definitely go from looking sun-kissed to sunburnt real fast. I'm just going very lightly again over those same areas that we did with our actual cream contour, and just giving a little bit more definition back to the skin, because we did go over with powders, we went over with other products, so it just brings a little bit more of that life back into it. But again, you don't necessarily have to do this stuff. I'm gonna go down the side of my nose a little bit. I'm also going to take this powder and I'm just gonna do a little bit on my eyes, and not in any, you know, rhyme or fashion, a brush of color mainly over the crease. And this is just so that way, again, we're just giving some more definition, giving some more life, and giving a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a makeup look without really doing much. Now we're gonna take it up just a little bit because, again, gotta do the most, but not all the way. So we're gonna just take a little bit and we're gonna go underneath our eyes. It definitely, you know, helps with creating a illusion of you having some eyeshadow going on underneath there. I specifically like to do just a little bit more. I'm taking my NARS Taj Mahal blush because this blush is beautiful. It is dual purpose. It is amazing. It is a nice orange with gold undertones. And look, when you go ahead and add this onto the face, I washed my brushes today. They are shedding. When you add this onto the cheeks and onto the face, it gives you a really nice subtle glow that looks like it almost is a highlight. And I love that part of this blush. I cannot recommend this one enough. And then you can go ahead and hit the nose. You can go ahead and hit the Cupid's bow and literally use this like it's a highlight, but it's not a highlight, it's a blush. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, just go ahead and blend it inwards. And now it looks like it's an intentional eyeshadow. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set our face with this One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. So this has been sold out everywhere. I finally got my hands on it, and this will be my 2nd time using this, but the first time was actually in an actual makeup look. I hope that this actually, you know, gives me that glow, because I want the glass skin. That's what we're here for. The glass skin that mimics real skin, that makes it look like we don't have any makeup on. As you guys can see, it definitely gives me a shine to the skin. Like, you guys see that shine and then just that dewiness that it gives. I do feel like I want to still set with my Charlotte Tilbury spray, because similar to what we would use our MAC Mineralized Skin Finish for, that is this. This is going to lock it into place. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a 2nd set of spray. This is the final skin, and I feel like the skin is definitely giving skin. Okay, so for the lips, I want to do something simple. Again, this is supposed to be a no makeup kind of makeup look. So I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario Jeff lip liner pencil. I almost said eyeliner. I'm just going to lightly line my lips. Or not lightly, however you like to line your lips. Line your lips. I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Cream in the shade Fenty Glow. And this is just a nice pink color. When you add it with the lip liner, it kind of gives you a more natural kind of look. So marry those together. Boom, bam, bam. I am just adding a little bit of mascara to the bottom lashes. Oh my gosh, getting crazy. Alrighty guys, but that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this makeup look. Now, as I mentioned, you can definitely go ahead and skip all the excess steps that I did at the end and stop it where we did halfway through. But this is gonna be a very good makeup look for someone who is a beginner, but also somebody who just doesn't wanna wear a ton of makeup maybe throughout the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I hope you found it to be helpful. Maybe there were some tips and some tricks that maybe you've learned and pieces that you can add into your routine if you have one, and if not, follow this entire routine. You will look amazing. But if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not. I do post on Fridays, but if you can't remember that, just go ahead and hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time a video goes up. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Lemon8, and my website, l.co.com. I will link those all down below in my description bar, so that way you can go ahead and easily click and follow. But you guys, we are very close to reaching 900 subscribers. And if you don't know, we have a giveaway every time you reach a milestone here. So please make sure to share this video with a friend. But the best and only way for you to enter the giveaway is to head over to my website, l.co.com, and enter your email, and you'll be added into this giveaway as well as our future giveaways. I truly hope you guys found value in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I want to thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. And I will see you guys in my next video.